Hey guys, Dr. Mike here. Welcome back. Today is going to be a very special and interesting video where we are going to be talking about building contrast in your life. We're going to we're going to decide and we're going to define and build that person that you want to be, the hero, and then the person that you don't want to be. A lot of times people will tell you to go through your goals, go through everything and kind of like build the life that you want. But I believe that we also have to build the life that we don't want, so we have contrast between the two. We can see what they look like, so we can recognize when we're heading down that wrong path what those things are. And when we're heading on the right path, we can see what that is, because it's not going to be one straight shot in life. And I am no master at any of this, but once you become aware of these things, and you have goals, and you've gone through the lesson prior to this where it was the deathbed regrets, you're going to be able to see within that assignment right there, what you worked on, you should have been thinking and writing down all of the things, if you were dying today, that you wish you would have done in your life. And once you do that, and you have some goals and some ideas, you're going to want to come back to this right here, this building assignment, and revise it as we go through our entire process, so you can it will always be evolving. So what we're going to do right here is I'm going to read some of this to you. It's a thrilling journey of self-discovery and transformation. In this challenge, you'll embark on a path to sculpt not just one, but two unique characteristics and define your aspirations and your aversions. The canvas you will paint will span across realms of career, health, and relationships. Cornerstones of existence. Those are the three areas that I focus on all the time: career, health, and relationships. And I would say that health, out of all three of those, is the most important, because if you don't have good health, you can't have a career and you can't have relationships. I'd say relationships are probably second. It'd be a tie, because you could have great relationships, but if you don't have any money and you have a miserable career and you're struggling, it's going to really hurt those relationships. So all three of these things kind of bind together. So first, we're going to envision the person in our career that we want to become. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about the person. We're going to call them the hero. What would this person have to do? Who would they have to be to accomplish your goals? So let's just say this is a person right now outside of you, and pick one of your goals that you have. Let's say it's the person who has the job that you want, your dream job. It's that dream job that you want to get to someday. Okay. What career path does this hero envision, and how does he align with the definition of success? What level of education? So we're going to go through, and you'll be you'll be able to download this paper so we can write this stuff down. If you're just listening to this on the internet, you're going to want to get into my course, and you'll be able to go there by www.becomingemployable.com or .org, and you go to that website, and then you'll be able to enter the course. There's a code in my book that will help enter this course for absolutely free. I go through all 20 of the different success principles and several other additional things that we talk about. So you're going to want to decide, in this position, what type of education, where did they go? What kind of grades did they get? Explain their study habits in college. How did these people study? Did they study one night a week? This is the person that's killing it. This is the person that you're competing against. What do they do? What's a typical day look like for them of studying from morning till bedtime? How many years did this take? Did it take 1 year? Did it take 10 years? Was it consistent? Provide detailed description of the hero's daily routine. We've gone over the daily routine in the discipline in one of the videos before. Like, how do they wake up? What are their morning rituals like? Describe the attitude towards life. How do they approach the daily challenges and their overall mindset? What are their personal values? These are all things that we go over in this course so we can become aware of them. Our disciplines, our values, our communication skills, our collaboration skills. How technologically integrated is this hero into life? Explain their time management system. Do they use a book? What do they do to be able to get through the day? Do they have some type of a form where every single day is laid out weeks in advance so they know exactly what they're doing? What do they think of themselves? Do they take full responsibility for their actions? Share some insights into the hero's reading habits, preferred genres, and how often they engage in reading. What you want to do, without going through every single one of these because you can read them yourself, is design. Where do they live? What kind of cars do they drive? How many vacations do they take? How many homes do they own? What information can you tell about the superhero's career? Every single thing that when you see that person, you're like, they have it all. We have to design exactly what that person can do and what kind of life they're living, so we can actually go on that. Now, once we get the hero's journey down and we know where we want to go, then we're going to want to get into the loser's perspective, the path that's going to take us to depression and stress and failure and sadness and all these bad emotions. What career path does the loser envision? How do they starkly contrast? What level of education? Did they not go to college? Or did they have to go to college? What's their study habits like? What are your study habits like right now? See, what we want to be able to do is give the complete loser's perspective. I want you to write down every single thing that is the exact opposite of what the winner's path is. Okay? Because we're going to do the same thing in our career, in our relationships, and in our health. And let's take health, for example. What type of fitness goals does your hero have? What do they look like? We did our vision board. To be like that person, what would we have to do every day? What do they do? Think out of the box. Look things up. What path? How do they have to diet a certain way? Do they have to run a certain way? Do they have to exercise every day? What do they do? Is as much detail, their mindset. How does technology play a role? What's their time management like? How do they take responsibility? What are their fitness goals? How often do they work on it? How do they feel when you look at them walking on the beach? What do they look like? How do they look when they're looking in the mirror before or after a shower? Like the exact perfect person. And then we want to go to the loser's perspective. What are all of the things that would kill that dream right there? I want going to McDonald's every day, doing absolutely zero, being a hypocrite, like I talked before about those people that push the vaccination and the masks and all that, and because they were so into health, and now they're fatter and lazier and more of a loser than they were before. But those are choices. All of these things right here are 100% your choice. This is where the whole idea in life about the victim. People are not born victims. You choose to be a victim. I could be a victim right now if I wanted to. But I don't choose that path. Times are hard, but you should never feel sorry for the person that's working at McDonald's, the person that can't afford things, because that is their choice. It is easier today, the least amount of money in the worst situation financially you're in, to go to get a higher education. It's easy. You could go to a community college, and if you are applying and you have no money, more than likely you're going to get 100% financial aid. There's no excuse. There are so many government programs. That's why people aren't working. There are so many ways, but people are taking it the wrong way. They're taking all this easy money and these easy paths and doing absolutely nothing to improve their life. You can take advantage of all these things right now to be able to build and go into that hero's direction, because the harder the path is, the more you are going to enjoy the victory. I shared with you before about when I was in high school, and for my education and for my career, I was horrible. I graduated at the bottom of the class out of 600 and such students in school. I thought I was stupid. I didn't know anything, but it all came down to just being lazy and not understanding and not taking responsibility for things. So you've got to, in this assignment right here, is take 100% responsibility, map out that hero and then become that hero. Take that hero's journey like you are making a movie and you are going to be the top actor in the movie. Because if you watch any type of a movie, how fun is a movie to watch whenever the main character, he has everything going for him at the beginning and it just goes right through the movie like that, straight across, and everything works out for him, and then it's the end of the movie. Boring. The hero either has things and then loses it all and then makes a massive comeback, or had nothing at all to start with. He was on that loser journey, or she was on that loser journey, and then they made a decision one day. They made a choice to go in the exact opposite direction. And if you can write this down and be self-aware and decide exactly the goals that you want, the regrets that you do not want to feel someday, create a plan, create your hero's journey in all three of these areas, focus on it daily, you will attract those things into your life. And I can tell you one thing, it's not going to be easy, but you can suffer in poverty, or you can suffer in your discipline along that pathway until you get to that point. You're going to suffer one way or another, but if you're going to suffer, you might as well get something for it. So think about that. Think about that every day. Boy, it's too hard to run. It's too hard to do push-ups. It's too hard to work out. It's too hard to eat a certain way. It hurts too much. It's like I'm suffering doing it. Well, that's, yes, true. But at the end of that suffering, there's a big reward. At the end of eating not the right way, eating like McDonald's and garbage all the time and not exercising, in the moment it might feel okay. But in the long run, that's when the real suffering comes in. When the heart disease, when you're fat, you don't feel good about yourself. Anybody who is fat and out of shape that tells you they feel good about themselves is lying to you. They're absolutely lying to you, and they have never been in shape. I've been out of shape before. There were points after back surgery of mine, I weighed 207 pounds. Right now, I'm around 170 is my perfect weight. So I was 35 pounds overweight. I felt horrendous. Nothing fit right. I felt fat. I felt like people were looking at me. I felt like crap. Couldn't take my shirt off at the beach. Couldn't do anything because I was just like, I was embarrassed. Feel that embarrassment. Feel that level of the loser path. You have to feel those emotions. Don't cover them up. Feel how bad it is. And then take that and let it piss you off and go towards what you want in your health, in your career, in your relationships, in everything you want in life. Go after it and don't let anybody get in your way. The critics will come out of the woodwork. Don't even tell people you're putting this assignment together. Don't tell anybody that you're even listening to these videos or whatever, because the critics will come out, because this is a very, very hard thing to do. And it's very hard to be on this journey. But the rewards are so immense, not only in the physical realm or in the having the physical things in your life, the cars, the houses, that I really don't care anything about that. I'm more concerned with my mindset and being able to sleep at night, to be able to just feel good about myself. The material things will come. But when you are fit, nothing tastes as good as fit feels. Okay? No material thing is as good as mental health is. But it's a daily battle that you have to fight all the time. So, to conclude this, think about it. Those three areas: the hero, the person that has everything you want. What do they do every day, from the time they get up to their routine to how they talk to people, everything. And then the loser path, the person that is going to completely fail. Write it down too, every single bit of it. Because when we know exactly what we want and what we don't want, then we can have a plan and we can move towards it. So just remember at the end here, as I always say, there are only so many tomorrows, and we only live one life. Don't live it for everybody else. Live it for yourself. And that might sound selfish, but it's just like anything else. If you can't take care of yourself first, you cannot take care of anybody else. If you don't have good mental health, you can't help anybody with theirs. If you don't have good finances, you can't help anybody with theirs. If you're fat, out of shape, and you can't get around, you can't help other people. We've got to take control of our own lives first. Do that, and there will be many more tomorrows. Until next time, guys, take care.